Okay. We are talking trash with the Mayor of Harrison. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here.
We're talking trash.
We are actually talking trash, physical trash.
You bet.
Now, let's go back a few months when there's a contract that was not renewed.
Yes.
And we have a new company that picks up our refuse around town.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And they're focused on recycling.
Yes, we contracted with Inland Services. We put our trash out for bid last year, early last year. Our contract was up December 31st with Methven Sanitation, and it was due to be put out for bid again. We put it out for bid. Inland Sanitation won the bid. In the bid specs, they are required to furnish the recycling containers and the trash containers, and we're emphasizing recycling. Our first 2 weeks, we were at 28% of our trash went into recycling instead of to the landfill. So,
yeah,
and we're still educating the public, so that's a big plus.
And that's probably the long-term educating process, is to get people to go from one lifestyle or habit into something else.
You bet.
Certainly providing the containers readily available will help with that.
Makes a big difference. Makes a big difference.
Not having to sort it.
For Arkansas, 28% is probably pretty good for Arkansas. Nationally, the best city in the nation is probably Austin, Texas, with about an 80% recycling rate. So,
how long have they been doing that? How many years of that?
Probably forever. No, in Austin, it's
Yeah.
just a different community, and they've probably been working at it for 20 years or so, I would
We
guess.
just have to change our mindset.
You bet.
And you expect those numbers to rise, I'm
You
sure.
bet. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, we've talked about this before, and I talked about it a few weeks ago when the district trash representative was here, and we have been. My family's been doing it for quite a while, and there's very little that we have to actually throw away into a trash bin.
Yeah,
paper's recyclable, and
you can recycle a lot more than you have to throw away.
Yeah.
So,
what are the challenges? I mean, I'm sure your phone's kind of been busy.
Phone's been ringing off the hook.
Challenges.
Challenges, yeah. Inland took over January 1. Not making excuses for anybody, because the contract requires their service and we expect their service. But they do have some challenges. They hired some of the old company's employees. One of them didn't show for work on the first day. They've since terminated another one, I believe. They've had some issues there. Some of the data that transferred from the old company to the new company wasn't transferred in 100% to where they got the containers to the right locations at the right time. So that created a problem. But we're working those service problems out. The phones for Inland were ringing off the hook the first couple weeks, and people had trouble getting through to them. A lot of them were calling our office and still are. If they call my office, we make sure the problem gets handled. I had a lady call me yesterday, 91-year-old lady, said, my trash hasn't been picked up because I can't get it to the curb. And our contract provides that if they have a disability at all, that they can get a doctor's note that says, they don't have to be disabled, but if they have the physical inability to get that trash can to the curb, the doctor can give them a note, and Inland has to provide that service to them. They have to pick it up sitting alongside their garage or wherever it may be. The driver has to go knock on their door and get it if he has to, but that's part of the service. And if they're not providing it, she called yesterday. She called me back this morning and thanked me because they came yesterday and picked it up. So
good.
But we'll get it straightened out.
You bet.
You bet.
Now, you talked about the contract initially. Was that the recycling? Was that part of what the city wanted to move forward to, or was that what Inland?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, most of our trash was going to the landfill. Methven did have a small recycling program where you had containers that you could, small containers you could sit out, but it wasn't user friendly.